Right out of the box, Mac computers are pretty good. But with a few free and low-cost apps, it can be quite a bit better. Hi, I'm Mike, and I'm going to share 6 of my favorite free and close to free apps, and I'll also include a couple of honorable mentions, and if you stick around till the end, I'll mention a couple that you should probably avoid. First up, Browsersaurus. This is a small web browser utility that allows you to choose from your installed web browsers every time you click a link. For instance, in this email, you'll see that I have a Get Started link here. If I click it, Browsersaurus will present to me a small menu allowing me to see all of the browsers I have installed, and I can choose one to open the browser. I can also use the keyboard shortcuts that you see there, S, B, C, and so on, to open up the link. I'll go ahead, type in S on the keyboard, and it opens up in Safari. This can be particularly helpful if you want to keep like your work life and your personal life separate, or if you're a web developer and you actually want to test certain links in one browser or other links in another browser. Number 2 on our list, ItsyCal. Like its name suggests, it's an itsy bitsy calendar that lives up in your menu bar. If you click on the date, you can see the calendar listed out in a traditional calendar format, and you can jump forward and backwards. And if you click the dot in the middle, takes you back to the current date. And if you allow it access to your calendar, it can actually include upcoming events or even previous events in the list below. It also allows you to configure the date format up in the bar. I just kind of find this is one of those really small but very essential tools to get you through your workday. It's just worth your time. Number 3, ClipTools. It is a clipboard manager for Mac. It lives up in your menu bar, and it remembers your text-based clips along with some very powerful text management features. For instance, you can paste date, time. If you're a developer and you need filler on a web page or your app or something, you can go everything from a sentence to essentially a novel of lorem ipsum paragraphs. Another quick favorite of mine is the change selection case. You can take a sentence or passage and make it all uppercase, all lowercase, title case, even some crazy alternate case and random cases. And how many times have you seen the ability to turn your text truly upside down? And I suggest taking a little time to visit instructions and feedback and get a better idea of all the powerful tools that are made available in this little app. It really is astonishing what you can get for free. The developer is a gentleman by the name of Gary at macmost.com. This guy is a true class act. Spend a little time getting to know his app. You will be very impressed, I promise. Number 4 on the list is Folder Preview. And I'll be quite honest, this is one of them that's not free. It's actually about the cost of a candy bar, so it's like almost free. But I am convinced it's worth your consideration. What it does is when you highlight a folder and then press the space bar, you can see the contents of the folder without having to double click to go back into it. It's just a tool that helps you quickly take a look in a folder, a preview, and get back out of it so you can make your decisions. If you press the spacebar again, the preview goes away. Also, if you have the preview pane open in Finder, it will actually render the contents in that area for you as well. It's really pretty handy. The other cool thing about Folder Preview is if you highlight a zip file, press the spacebar, you can see the contents of the zip file without having to open it. Press spacebar again, goes away, and also, just like folders, in the preview pane, the zip file contents are there for you to review there as well. See, maybe it is worth a couple of bucks. Real quick, if you're finding value in this video, click the like button. If you'd like more videos like this one, go ahead and click the subscribe button. Number 5, stats. It will show you your CPU performance, your memory, and your network, among other things, right there from your menu bar. And if you spend a little time here in the configuration, you can see there are tons of ways to customize the layout and the look of these tools to scratch that nerd itch. And it's much faster than accessing Activity Monitor. Number 6, Logi Options Plus. This used to be an absolutely horrible app back when it was just Logi Options, but since they came up with Options Plus, it really is a solid utility for managing your Logitech peripherals, like your mouse and your keyboard. On my system, I have the MX mouse, and as you would expect, has global controls, and I have them set up pretty much default. But for specific apps, I can change the functions of each of the buttons. For instance, I have split clip as one of the button controls. There's also other settings that you can control in there, as you can see here. Here on the keyboard, you can see that I can control how the function keys work. I can control which devices I want to connect the keyboard to, and there are an array of different settings available. There's also a new feature called Actions Ring, and you can configure it here, but I'll show it to you in action real quick. If I enable it, I have several different tools available around here. One of them includes AI nested components, which I found very interesting. But say I just want to open up Finder, here it is. Granted, this doesn't really help you if you don't have Logitech peripherals, but if you do, this app can actually make your $30 mouse into something that feels more like a $100 productivity tool. Okay, now it's time for me to get to the honorable mentions. The first one is Downie. Now, I can't go into too many of the details about Downie here on YouTube, but let's just say that it enables offline viewing of videos. And you can find a link to learn more about Downie down in the description. The other honorable mention are tools that kind of help you take care of the menu bar when the icons start to overwhelm the upper right part of your screen. We know it's happening to most of us. Bartender is one of the apps that can help you with that. I hesitate to give it the honorable mention because it recently changed ownership, and that change is a little controversial because of the new owner. For that reason, I will suggest that you take a look at an app called Ice. It's free, open source, and it does 95 to 98% of what Bartender does without the controversy. Now let's get into the apps that you might want to steer clear of. As you begin to seek out different utilities for the Macintosh, you might end up running across an app by the name of CCleaner. This app used to be phenomenal, especially for Windows, but that was about 20 years ago. Since then, CCleaner has kind of shifted ownership over time, and many people, including myself, suspect that the app has actually turned into something that it used to protect you from. So I strongly advise that you steer clear of CCleaner. Another type of utility that I've noticed a lot lately are apps that try to enhance the usability of the notch on Apple laptops. Those developers are trying to make it act a lot more like the dynamic island from recent iPhones, and it is an intriguing idea. However, in execution, it ends up being just a little bit gimmicky and a little buggy, and most of them aren't free. But if you really are interested in this sort of functionality, there is one out there that is free and open source. And for some reason, its developers named it the Boring Notch. It's really not boring. It's a pretty cool app. So if you're interested in that sort of functionality, there's a link in the description. All right, that about wraps up this video. What is your favorite free Mac app? Drop it down in the comments. Coming soon, I'm going to share a list of apps that might actually be worth paying for. But until then, stay safe, have fun, and keep learning.